Okay. So now let's discuss some tricks, some traps, skills, or to practice what we have studied. So number one, I'm going to answer number one and just know how do we think quickly. Number one, I must look at the answers. I found the punctuation, so I must read only the sentence of the question. Remember, it's only. So when I look, I found the subordinated conjunction at the beginning, so I expect two clauses joined by comma. So testing strength, skill, endurance was singular because testing it's a gerund subject singular, and here we have a list, right? So we need commas in this part because strength, skill, endurance different list. So we need comma here. So this one is wrong, and here we don't have. So C is wrong. Now do you understand?
Yes.
But let's wait something or to discuss something very important. So what is the necessity of the commas? The necessity of the commas here before strengths or after strengths?
Both after.
After that is great. So this is part here we don't need. So that means D is wrong. But do we need comma after and again? No, the list only after that. You see here. So do we need after and again? No. The B is wrong. This is about common mistakes in any test you'll find it. But do we need comma here? If you want to use comma here, that means you separate the subject, comma, and then the verb, and then the complement. And this structure is wrong because you separate the subject from the verb with unnecessary comma. If this comma is mistake.
But it has although, and although has to have after it comma.
Here, the comma before the second clause. That is a second clause. The main motive behind, so motive subject behind the preposition phrase delete, so was. So the second clause start from. So this is comma because you have subordinated conjunction at the beginning. As we agreed before, if you start your sentence with subordinated conjunction, you need two clauses joined by comma. So you know that. So that means here letter A is wrong. Now why C correct? There is no any mistake in the list. There is no mistake in separation or anything else. And already here it's a singular and already testing singular here. So subject verb agreement and everything is correct. So C is the best answer. This way. Now number two, when I look at the answer, I found the punctuation again. So I must read only the sentence from the beginning to the full stop. And sometimes we call it in English period, not full stop, but it's okay. Now read. In 1990 and 1899, comma, we have comma because this is preposition phrase at the beginning as introductory phrases. Okay. So the editor of France more large sports newspaper had wrote, must be had written.
Yes.
And wrote had with past participle. Oh, we have had here again. So F and the H wrong. Now we check G or J. What's the difference between them? Largest or most large?
Largest.
That is. So it must be largest because large is take EST. Is the structure and modifier correct? That's why. Now we check everything. Do we have any problem? We have two commas. Commas already commas here in all of them. So the problem is not commas. If so letter J it is correct. J is wrong because we don't need most with one adjective with one syllable. So large, larger, largest. This is a question test you for modifier and the tenses. Again, number three. When I look, I will find the punctuation. Already I will read the sentence only. Now we are going to read it. Remember, sentence means from full stop to full stop. So now I'm going to, but wait. Okay. Did Diane and then close. Now I expect this structure, subject,
Actually, no, it's A. Sorry.
comma, information, comma, verb complement. As I told you, non-essential information, it can be phrase, phrases, clauses, or phrases and clauses. Here he add clause. Now check the comma before the verb or after the verb? Before.
Here it's after.
Now, can we have comma with dash? Wrong. Must be similar punctuation. Now, why these wrong? These wrong because it's necessary to use comma here because we have another comma. So we must have comma before it. So it must be letter A and wrong. This is how do we think. Number 4, when I look at the answers, I found the transition word, so I must find two IDs before the previous idea and then the following idea. The following idea, we mean sometimes the previous sentence, the following sentence. But if I don't understand the previous sentence, I must read before to catch or to collect any information to help me. So, he aimed to outsell, develop, and to put it out of business. Therefore, Li Auto didn't sell. So how he aimed to and he didn't do? It's opposite. So without thinking, I know it's age.
Yes.
But I must memorize the uses of the transition word. Therefore, for cause and effect relation, furthermore, for additional relation, indeed for emphasis, fact to prove something before. But here it does not work.
What's furthermore again?
Further, it's from the name itself, from the word more. You are going to add more details to emphasize something before.
No.
So that's it.
Mm.
We didn't study this chapter yet, but we'll do it. Now, number 5. Now it's your turn. Read the
At the time, sports newspapers sponsored their own bicycle races and reported on them to post stage. It's A or no? It's right.
So is it A?
It's B.
So you want to make it B, but B it is wrong. Must be letter A.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Let me help you.
Okay.
In the beginning, always summarize the main point. At the time, sports newspapers is sponsored. So we have subject, we have verb. Why do I think in this way? Because the question tests me for the relative clause and punctuation. I must study the structure of the sentence, not the meaning. So subject, verb, sponsored their own bicycle races and reported. Who reported? What reported? The same subject. Oh, so it's a compound predicate. One subject did the two actions. And between them, we have and or but. We have the word and, as you know, or the word or the word but. As you know, for compound. Do you remember?
Mm.
Now, I told you if it's a compound, only two verbs. So we don't need any punctuation around. So why do we have comma here? So this is wrong. Now check, do we have parallelism for predicate? Yes, past and then past. So it must be letter A. Wait, but why not B? Why not B? Because if you want to choose which, you change the meaning. Because letter B means races reported. So races which reported. So what reported or who reported exactly? The races or the sports newspaper? It's the newspaper.
Mm.
You change the meaning. Letter B, the same meaning of C because which means that. So letter C is wrong. Yes or no?
Yes.
We have some common hacks. Means if I found the word which at the same placement of the word that races that the
So they're
same.
both wrong.
So both of them could be wrong, not always wrong. Why? Because I must check the meaning. Perhaps there is something bad or something not clear. But here both of them wrong because everything's the same. Plural which erases that, so the same meaning.
Mhm.
Never forget that sometimes that means who. Not all the time that means which. It can be, but here that means which. But you change the meaning. So B, C, D grammatically correct. I'm talking about B and C. B and C grammatically correct, but the meaning is different.
Mhm.
So what does that mean? It means when I'm reading the answer, I must check two ways: the content and the structure. Content means the meaning, the structure means the grammar, right? Or syntax. Sometimes you call it syntax in language. That's it. Now, when I look at number 6, I found transition words. So I must read. Read what? The briefest sentence at least with the following sentence. At least. So if you don't understand, read more. So he said, now I am going to read again, but this time I will read for meaning to check. Is it it's a comparison? Is it contrast in spite of? Is it the same idea by different words? Or he said, in this tradition, I'm going to check. At the time, so when I read again, I read very, very quickly, of course. Newspaper is sponsored, reported to boost the sales. And then in this tradition, he proposed, so to boost the sales, he proposed that Auto stages its own race. To make it distinctive, the race would be more difficult and longer than any before. It would be challenging race that started past. So I don't find any comparison between the things. I don't find any contrastive ideas or opposite ideas. I
G.
don't find this. So it must be literal.
But why is it not G? Because you said on both like the same idea.
The expression, transition words, in other words, means I am going to explain the same idea by different word. Is the same idea? Are they the same idea? The previous idea, following idea are the same?
No.
Are they the same? No. So it means so in other words wrong.
Mm.
Here in this tradition, what means tradition in this way, in this practice, in this culture, this meaning? So to achieve that, he tried to do all of these. Yes or no?
Mm.
So let's have. Sometimes when you are in the test, if you don't find the wrong as a correct answer, find the wrong answer. I don't find any details or evidence for these, so I delete them. So I choose that. This is your sense in any test. Another type of a question in your ACT test is a specific task questions. We need something already in the questions only, but the paragraph can help you to understand. So I summarize the question very quickly. Okay, which one makes clearest? It means you will find a general answer, not specific. So expect general wrong answers. Clearest is that what? The Tour de France was designed to include a large part of France. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Which one here tell us it cover a large part of France? He said it would be challenging race that started in Paris. Right, so where is any information to say it's large? Remember, I don't make my decision from the first reading. I'm just find which one. Circle through all of the nation's major cities. It can be. So it can be yes. Major cities of the nation, so it means large part of France, maybe B. But wait, be an outdoor race in several long. Let's talk about the stages, not where is it spread out. You see?
Mm.
does not tells us expansion or spread of these difference. So that means here C is wrong. Draw a lot of attention does not make sense about expansion. Now A or B, which one is stronger? Letter B, so A is wrong. Because A just tells us it's a challenge, it's a difficult. Okay, but I'm talking about what's designed to cover space, more areas influence. So letter B is the best answer.
So in these questions, I don't read the whole sentence. Like I just read the choices. Like
I will read it. Yes, sometimes, but sometimes you need to read the sentence from the beginning to the end, at least. At least means perhaps it has difficult vocab, go back. And they should have a surprise that all the passages in the act formal means if you don't study a lot of vocab, you will not answer it. But it's intermediate stage of vocab, not like digital sat or east or another or AP, just like medium. But it's very important to know it means distinctive common word. Feel it?
Yes.
Number 8. Number 8, it's your turn. Try.
It's the last one. Right? J.
First one.
Huh?
So what do you think for Jane?
Yes, I'm going with J.
So why it's a J?
Because it doesn't make sense if there's a comma, and it
Wait.
doesn't make.
Wait, I don't need to listen the word sense. I need reason. Something we have studied. Reason.
Okay,
Reason.
there can be a colon because
No.
before the colon is not a complete sentence or a complete thought. And
So this is a calling?
yes,
How do you mean that this is part, it's a fragment, correct? And before calling, it must be complete sentence.
yes.
Here so it's wrong. Okay, good reason. Here it's the same. Oh, absolutely. G is wrong. Do you imagine?
Yes.
Now H. Offered, yes, offered. But do we need this comma?
No.
If I use comma, it means I separated this preposition phrase. And I told you we don't separate the prepositional phrases or any phrase from what it modifies by comma. Or if you would like to guess that this is a positive additional information to describe something before, let's check. Is this phrase describe what means Franks? No. No, this comma is unnecessary. It does not work. So must be H wrong, so with J correct. Of course, it is common for the number, so don't be confusing. Yes. Now here again, another type of your test is this. We give you find the wrong answer. And what does it? We test you for the meaning and the grammar of two sentences, two clauses. Now here's the first clause. This is the second clause. And now we say yes or no.
C. Yes. I think it's C.
So it's a letter C.
Yes.
So why it's a letter C?
Because a comma cannot connect two complete sentences.
So common mistake, comma splice. So C, it's correct. But wait, why the other is correct? While enjoying two clauses, okay, we have. But wait, is while connects grammar and meaning? Grammatical correct, and how about the meaning? All right, so we have already comparison. While the winner would get, while the rest of money would be shared among. So how he gets all of these alone and then shares the next? So comparison, so A correct. Here, comma end, correct. For meaning and grammar, full stop, correct. But here, comma splice, complete, comma complete, wrong. That's why. For number 10, sometimes you will find in the test all the sentence underlined. What does it mean? It means we test you for modifier. Check, is this sentence grammatically in order correct for modifier? So when I read, I must find the correct order. Let's find together any mistake. The first inaugural torted started only. When I studied the chapter of redundancy, first means started. So repetitive words wrong, redundant. Now be means first wrong, and already beginning means commenced. Again, initial means first, means began, means first. Oh, 3 or 4 or 2 words, same meaning wrong. Remember this chapter redundancy.
Yes.
Unnecessary repetitive words. 2 words or 2 phrases, 2 sentences have the same meaning. Wrong. Here again began, so I don't find any mistake. So here J it is correct.
So if the question underlines the whole sentence, that means that it's asking for like redundancy.
Not at all. But we test for modifier redundancy any mistake.
Okay.
Now check your answer. So we have subject, we have verb, there is no any mistake, we have complement, full stop, so everything correct. That is.
Mm.
Now we go to number 11. When I look at number 11, I found something like punctuation, so I must read the sentence only. So it took 18 days and covered starting and the ending in Paris. When I read number 1, I see it's correct. So maybe, but why? Compound the predicate subject, did to action. We have and, no punctuation around the and correct. We have comma verb plus ing. As I told you, we can use present participle phrase after comma at the end. Do you remember?
Mm.
As I told you before, complete sentence. Excuse me. Complete sentence, comma, verb plus ing as present participle. This structure could be correct.
Mm.
So, and we have parallelism starting and ending, and again for compound. So I found it is A. Now you check. You know that the compound does not take any commas. Why we have comma here? Why we have commas here? In a second I delete. So I don't care about this comment because already I found a mistake. Now here we don't have any problem, but we have a problem here. Do we need comma or no? That is, you need a comma. Why do you need a comma? I told you, this is comma means something in the sentence who did this action or what did this action. So this is verb done by something in the sentence, not the previous word. If you want to keep it like that, means the miles is starting and ending. So is mile subject for this verb?
No.
No. So you need comma. That's it. Now we are going to test you for content. And as you know, another type in this test, we need to delete or keep some answers. For keep, deleted. So we need to
Are we keeping or deleting?
no, we don't make decision between to keep or to delete, but we need to check the reasons. For example, it reveals the number of cyclists. And what is the previous sentence? From full stop to full stop. So by your eyes, this is. Imagine. So I read it to see, and I can read before and after quickly, but I must check. Does this sentence it tells us the number of cyclists who participated in the first tour? So effort took and then completed,
Mhm.
or mhm, mhm. So this sentence, it does not tell us about the number. He said, of the 60, only 20 were completed. It doesn't focus on that. Now, if I'm confused, it could be F, maybe, because it provides a detail that suggests the difficulty of the first. Yes, only 20 out of 60 completed. So it's difficult race.
Mm.
I already mentioned at the beginning it will be a challenging race. And it will be more difficult and longer. But don't guess from the content, but look at the sentence already. And of course, 20 out of 60, it means so difficult. So just wait, perhaps it's letter G. I'm looking for the best answer, the best reason. Because it repeats information found earlier in the essay. Have you read anything before in the same content?
No.
No. So we test your memory. We test your memory. Now we can have a hack. If you found this part, this reason in any answer, keep away. I mean, just like don't focus on because it's 90% wrong.
Wow.
Why? Why? Because there is no something linguistically correct that it's found earlier in the essay. What is exactly in the paragraph, in the previous sentence, or but if your memory says that you have read it, so it can be. But I'm checking for the reason. You know it? Right? Because it does not pertain to expression means related to the paragraph focus. Is this part not related to the paragraph? It's related already. That took 18 days, it's covered miles, the cyclist. So for the race end, he said here ending parting, so it's related to the paragraph. He said doesn't, so you're wrong. Now which one is strong? Is focus here about the number only or about how difficult it is for letter G? Because he said only 20 completed. That means 40 failed. And already we have phrases to support your answer. Challenging rates, difficult one, longer one.
Mm.
So that means in G it is stronger than even in F. This is the way how to think, but very quickly. Remember the time.
Mm.
When I look here, I found the conjunction. So we test you for conjunction, grammatically and meaningfully. So I will read the sentence only.
Yeah.
You know that if you want to use because or unless or since subordinating conjunctions. And this is coordinating the fanboy. You know already, if you wanted to use the subordinated conjunction in the middle, you don't need a comma before. Complete sentence, subordinated conjunction, complete sentence, full stop, correct. But we don't use comma. So without thinking, I know all of them wrong.
Because
Imagine.
it's a comma.
So letter D. This is very simple one. So, but wait, you need to check. Comma and means complete sentence before and after. Already we have. We auto rushed out. 8 subjects sold over.
Mm.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So letter D. So this question takes like 15 seconds. Question number 14. Test you what is the best word for the best context. And that is the hardest part in the test. But read. I told you about techniques and we must use it. Number one, what do we test you for? Verb. So find the subject, find the verb, find the object, but very quickly. The popularity of delete preposition phrase, ensured, or subject, ensured the success and fabricated. So we have one subject, did to action, so it's a compound predicate. So what ensured popularity?
Right.
What fabricated the demise popularity? Now I'm going to read the meaning. Popularity ensured the success of Liato and did what with the death. Look, it's a challenge of the vocab. That estimated challenge you for vocab, which means the demise. So popularity did what with the demise of Livelo, which had gone out of business by 1904. So something had gone out of business, it means this means dead.
Yes.
It would implies finish, dead. It's out of. Okay, بس popularity fabricated. Fabricated, as you know, just like to fabricate. It means to make false information, to deceive people, like misinformation. To see misinformation, disinformation, just like to cheat people or to deceive by fabrication. Okay, but how popularity fabricated? There is no anything here that like deceiving. So the work with the context. The expression is mastered up. It's not formal. Yes or no?
How do I know if it's formal or not?
That is the question. We need to study a lot about the chapter of formal or not formal because we have common expression in the test about means master up. If I don't know it, check the meaning. What means master up? It's a common word for master. It means to collect. To collect or to put something together. Okay, but how popularity collected this does not work. Inspired popularity inspired this or caused the death.
Caused it.
A letter D. Of course, later by studying hard, by reading a lot, you will answer in seconds.
Inshallah.
Yes. Now let's have a note. You remember the confusing word between insured with E, insured with E, insured with I.
Yeah.
That is great. So here insured, just like to make sure that something is right, something is done achievably, right? And if I don't know what means the demise, find any way to help you. I found the clause, and you know the relative clause is additional information to something before. So this is clause, it tells me about what means demise. Yes.
Yes.
This is way how, for the chapter of word, the context, how can we take. Again, the following sentence, it adds information to something before. So if I don't understand the demise, I can guess did Dion have his revenge? If you wanted to revenge, it means something bad happened to you. But what is the feeling of the word bad feeling? That's it. So I can guess everything. That's why. But only the vocab and reading a lot can help you. Because of time. Another type, it's about the primary purpose of the essay. So what is the primary purpose of the essay? Is to summarize the founding of a famous race. To summary, the founding, founding establishing. So ask your memory, is that, yes, we're talking about how it became, as he mentioned here, a world famous race was born. And at the beginning of each paragraph, it tells you how. Okay, but you must read the reasons. Yes, because it gives the history of how sponsored the first, but not all the text about how Livelo sponsored. But wait, because it tells the story of the Dion, yes, and his role in creating, yes, because we have a lot about the Dion. What did he do? If you go back, and of course your memory can help you. You found it. Let's find any information to help. As he mentioned, the Dion look. If this means support the letter B. You saw letter B is correct. But wait, why C is wrong? It instead focus on the Diane reasons for putting out of business. Is all the message about why he puts it out of business? Wrong.
No.
Does not discuss anything of the competitors in the first tour except we're not talking about competitors at all.
Mm.
Focus on this reason. So this means wrong. If you are not talking about the competitors or competition. So letter B is the best answer.
Aren't A
Listen,
and B the same idea?
no, not all the text about the history of sponsoring. You feel it? The history of how this person and his role, because he created, you see, and he took revenge